Welcome to 32 and 32, where we count down.
Anyway, that's beside the point. At the end of the day, it's a business.
If you're the Rams, you are officially coming off the absolute worst performance in the Super Bowl ever. I think Robert Kraft is peas in someone else's pod.
I mean, y'all Super Bowl wins are so old. I mean, the rings are probably to dust right now. So,
Not about the Eagles today. We're talking about the Bears.
Yeah. So, as usual, let's take a look first at their free agent signings. Thanks for watching, folks. That is today's analysis of the Minnesota Vikings. Welcome to 32 and 32, where we cover one team every day for 32 straight days, all leading up to the kickoff on Thursday Night Football. And if you've been following the series, you probably figured out we just finished covering Minnesota, where we ended it on. Go back and watch that.
like the very end.
The last minute is worth the whole thing.
Yeah. We're going to save you some minutes, all right? Though we want you to watch the whole thing, if you want to go back to what he said, I'm going to save you some time. Go back to like the last minute and a half, okay? You will laugh.
If you're not interested in what we actually say about Minnesota, that is. Okay, so New England, Super Bowl champs once again.
Look,
in the worst Super Bowl of all times.
Look, New England, we're tired of y'all winning Super Bowls. We just need y'all to go like 5-11 just one time. Just satisfy every hater's ego, and then we'll leave you alone and you can win as many Super Bowls as you want. Just stop winning Super Bowls because we tired of it and you ruining ratings. Like, bruh. But anyways, on to New England. Tom Brady's Tom Brady. Bill Belichick's Bill Belichick.
So we can say as long as Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are in New England, this team is probably going to be a Super Bowl caliber team.
Won't be surprised that by the time we are in 2035, Tom Brady is still suiting up. But then again, Tom Brady's age has caught up to him.
He did look old at times last year, and I know Brady fans don't like to admit that Tom Brady actually does age, and that he'll actually have to retire someday. That is going to happen. I'm sorry, Brady fans.
It's going to happen. I mean, not right now, but sooner than you think. It's going to happen eventually. But there is a silver lining, somebody that they can look to really help propel their offense, and that is a guy by the name of Sony Michel, who I was highly impressed with last season, and he definitely was a force on the ground. I mean, James White at running back, I mean, he's a pretty good fit for that offense, considering that the Patriots are a pass-heavy offense. And James White is actually was one of the leading receivers of that Patriots team last season. I mean, behind Rob Gronkowski and Julian Edelman.
Which is going to be big because, as most people know, Gronkowski is no longer gronking in New England.
Sorry, Gronk fans.
He's now preparing for pro wrestling.
I've actually heard of that as well. I mean, and I actually think Gronkowski will actually be a force for pro wrestling. Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to be WWE since he does have some past ties with him. Actually, one of his best friends, Mojo Rawley, is currently on the roster.
Well, Gronkowski even has his he already has his debut appearance out of the way.
That's true.
There was that time, a year ago, where he had something happen to him, which got him to get in a fight with one of the wrestlers.
It was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. It was at WrestleMania. It wasn't this past. I think it was a couple of WrestleManias ago. And Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja, came and wanted to start messing with him. Rob Gronkowski, splashed a drink in his face. He got into the ring and he went at it. And Mojo Rawley won the whole thing. Something to do for you, bro. But I mean, he's definitely a jockey bro, which that's why I would call Gronk. But back to the Patriots.
Okay, so before I reveal the graphic, Patriots were active this offseason more than any other offseason during the Brady Belichick era.
Well, I mean, the Patriots they're aware that this is a dynasty that's starting to fade. I mean, this is a
Well,
team
yeah.
that's slowly starting to come. That's starting to, you know, get torn apart.
Well,
Uh,
they lost some parts over the years. Brady is obviously getting no younger. Gronkowski now retired.
and it's like, and Brady's starting to lose weapons. I mean, he's seen a lot of receivers come and go, but I mean, this is the quickest over the couple seasons that he's seen. It's like now it's like the Patriots, they're starting to resort to their young guys.
Yeah. Well, Edelman is, if I'm correct, the only proven receiver from the Patriot system still with the team, as they've lost a number of them over. Hogan's gone, Amendola left, Gronkowski is now retired. Who else you got? Other than Julian Edelman, there's no one else on that team that really has Patriots system experience.
I mean, they got James White. I mean, actually, James White has actually caught on to the Patriot system quite well. I mean, he's actually been a really good fit as far as the receiving core. Though he is a running back, he is that vital asset in the passing game for Tom Brady.
Well, let's look at free agency. They obviously got Michael Bennett, Terrence Brooks. I mean, who? Philip Dorsett, okay, yay.
Bruce Ellington,
Both of those guys are okay.
Austin Safarian Jenkins is just like with Safarian Jenkins. I mean, he's talented. He has a lot of potential. I mean, he's been in the league for quite some time now, but it's just, is he going to produce or is he going to just simply flop? Because I mean, with Safarian Jenkins, it can go either way. I mean, he has shown flashes throughout his career at tight end. I mean, we have seen him on his best day and we've seen him on his worst day. It can go on either side of the coin. And Demaryius Thomas, I mean, he's been in the league for quite some time. I mean, he was let go by the Texans, and it's like we don't know how he's going to be able to produce. So, and not only that, I mean, the Patriots, they end up getting N'Keal Harry in the NFL draft out of Arizona State, in which he was one of the highest touted receivers coming out of
Well,
into the draft.
to me, Demaryius Thomas is a question mark because his best years were with Peyton Manning, and he hasn't really had a outstanding season since.
Well, I mean, playing for
That era.
playing for an outstanding quarterback like Peyton Manning, it really helped Demaryius Thomas really evolve into the receiver that he is. I feel that being under Brady, I mean, we've seen receivers. I mean, we've seen a lot of players revive their career just by playing with Tom Brady. I mean, Randy Moss, when people thought that his career was over, he ended up joining New England, and Randy Moss put up monster numbers while he was with Tom Brady.
Well, in defense of Moss, he did play in a meaningless Oakland Raiders system. I mean, Oakland at that point was just kind of book.
I mean, when he was with Tom Brady, I mean, Tom Brady and Randy Moss was that 1-2 punch out in New England. So, I mean, who's to say Demaryius Thomas still doesn't have the capability to put up,
I mean,
decent
it's
numbers?
it's possible.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, Demaryius Thomas still has the capability to do that. Safarian Jenkins still has the capability to emerge as, at like a dark horse player. I mean, in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. But so they're a little bit active in free agency, a little bit more than they usually are. But they were really active in the draft, as they had, I want to say, they were tied with Minnesota for most draft
And
picks.
to be honest, I've
12.
never seen New England like this active, in the NFL draft in a long time.
So, like you said, N'Keal Harry, wide receiver out of Arizona State. Then he went cornerback, edge rusher, running back, tackle, guard, defensive tackle, punter, cornerback.
A pick that I'm going to be paying attention to is how they're going to use Damian Harris out of Alabama.
Damian Harris of Alabama.
With them having such a young backfield, and I mean, with Sonny Michel getting most of the carries, I feel that Damian Harris would be good depth in the backfield. I mean, of course, and Sonny Michel and Damian Harris do have history together. They played against each other in the SEC. So I feel that there's going to be pretty good chemistry in the backfield. And I feel that the offense, there is capability for this offense to run smoothly, to be able to take pressure off of Brady. He's aging, and we're starting to see that. And Also, Jarrett Stidham, quarterback out of Auburn.
Yeah,
and
that's my bad. I put him
he's
down
not
as a
big enough to
guard.
play guard, John. And so this, I mean, with Jarrett Stidham going to New England, this is going to be an awesome learning experience. And I mean, just look at Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo went from New England to San Fran, and in his first season with with San Fran, I mean, he went like 5-6-0 as a starter. I mean, he was hurt last season, but Jimmy Garoppolo ended up signing a fat deal with San Fran. So this can be, just playing under Tom Brady alone is going to open doors for somebody.
Well, this is the second straight year that, at least to my knowledge, the second straight year that New England has drafted a quarterback in the second half of the draft. So, I don't know. On one hand, it looks like they know that Tom Brady doesn't have too much time left. On the other hand, they're moving as if though he does.
Well, I mean, they already have Danny Edling on the roster, and now they have Jarrett Stidham. So it's like, I guess they're trying to give themselves options on who's going to lead the regime whenever Tom Brady does retire. Like, so who's going to lead the regime and who they're going to give wings to and let them fly away.
Actually, I think Garoppolo was pushed out of New England by yours truly.
By Brady?
Yeah.
Did Brady really see Garoppolo as a threat?
That's how it was perceived. It was definitely perceived that Brady pushed Garoppolo out of New England.
And now Garoppolo is filthy rich. But anyways, I mean, Garoppolo did sign a really fat deal, and I was just like, I was ready to just, I'm not going there. But I'm surprised that Brady would actually push a quarterback out of New England. I mean, considering his body of work, I'm pretty sure that New England, as long as Tom Brady's going to be in New England, no one is going to take his place as long as he's there suiting up for the Patriots every Sunday. No one's going to take a spot at quarterback, and there would be no chance that Brady would get benched for anybody. I mean, why would you push a guy with a lot of potential that you can actually teach? I mean, I'm going to go back to Tim Tebow. I mean, back when the Broncos signed Peyton Manning. John Elway could have kept Tebow, make him Peyton Manning's backup, make Tebow more marketable in the free agency pool. I mean, because he learned from one of the best to ever play the game, Peyton Manning. So, I mean, I don't know why Tom Brady wouldn't want an understudy. Somebody he can make his protege, somebody that, 10, 15 years from now, he could say that he learned from the best. He learned from me. I mean, as a mentor, that's one of the best feelings in the world when your mentee shines, when your mentee exceeds expectations and goes above and beyond. And I mean, if the speculation is true that Tom Brady actually pushed Jimmy Garoppolo out of New England, I mean, I would lose some respect for Brady because, I mean, Garoppolo, he's young, very talented, and he actually has the potential to be, one of the best quarterbacks in the game. I mean, if he could be healthy. I mean, he tore his ACL last season, but yeah.
And I think that's exactly the point. He was being held as Tom Brady's replacement in New England.
And I mean, I guess Tom Brady's not. Well, of course, Tom Brady's not ready to retire.
And you can't tell me that Tom Brady doesn't have the reputation of an NFL diva.
Well, I mean, he's probably the biggest diva in the NFL. I mean, Tom Brady, his philosophy is it's either my way or the highway. I mean, that's how Bill Belichick is.
Yeah,
and that's how Robert Kraft is. Why do you think those three get along like three peas in a pod? I know it's supposed to be two peas in a pod, but since there's three of them, it's three peas in a pod. I mean that's how Tom Brady is. I mean, all right, I'm another prime example. LeBron James.
No, I think Robert Kraft is peas in someone else's pod. Or instead somebody else's pod, somebody else's hand. Was it somebody else's hand or somebody else's mouth? I don't know. Whatever it was, it's Asian flavor.
wait. Cat or dog?
Okay, back on.
So, was it soy sauce or sushi?
back on topic,
Hey,
please.
you started it.
I know, and I'm ending
It's
it.
your
too.
fault. Back on topic.
Anywho, it's just I'm just. Do the Patriots with Tom Brady really have the time to develop another Super Bowl run? Redevelop those young players, get that team chemistry back, because they're in reset mode to a degree.
I mean, until Tom Brady does retire, they will never be in full reset mode because you have to be able to get because whoever they're gonna have as Tom Brady's replacement, which the Patriots are dreading the day that they gotta pick his replacement. I mean,
What I'm talking about is just think about it. Okay, you had that period where at the beginning of it, okay, yay, they win 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. And then a few years later, they have Randy Moss. They bring him in, but that core of players end up leaving or retiring, and then so you have to have the next wave of guys come in. They draft Edelman, they draft Amendola, and they draft Gronkowski, and it took a few years for that group to start gelling. I remember, was it 2010? Yeah, 2010 for sure. That offense just sucked. And, these are the same players that eventually would go on to win multiple Super Bowls and play in even more. But when they got out of the gate, they just sucked.
I feel that we're going to see an offense that's going to take a few steps back. I wouldn't say
because that offense is having a reset right now.
A huge reset. I mean, just imagine whenever Tom Brady does leave New England. I mean, the guy that they're going to prepare to take his place. I mean, he has to get used to leading an offense for 60 minutes in the game. I mean, that's why I say. I mean, Jarrett Stidham. I mean, I have a lot of hopes for him. I mean, he's a guy that I have a lot of high hopes for. Though he did show some type of digression during his last season at Auburn. But coming from a Gus Malzahn system, I do have, a lot of hope for Jarrett Stidham. I mean, look at Cam Newton. I mean, Cam Newton was under Gus Malzahn. Yeah, I mean, I know Gene Chizik was his head coach, but Gus Malzahn was his offensive coordinator at Auburn. Just want to put that out there. But it's important that Jarrett Stidham becomes like their project. And I feel that Jarrett Stidham would be a good fit for the Patriots system. But Tom Brady has to teach him. Tom Brady has to take him under his wing. I mean, don't push the guy out.
We'll see. They already pushed out the previous heir apparent. So, but Garoppolo was deserving of his own try. So,
True.
Jacoby
Brissett, not so much.
He's done a decent job filling in for Andrew Luck when he had to.
Yeah, but I mean,
he
had a shitty hand. Excuse my French, but when he got to Indianapolis was just a complete train wreck.
Mm. Well, I think we've said what we can about New England. Just kind of be repeating from this point on. So that is a wrap on our preseason analysis of the New England Patriots as we continue this journey and analyzing each and every team. Looking forward to the season finally kicking off.
I'm looking forward to it.
So we thank you for watching and join us tomorrow as we cover the New Orleans Saints.